for this one. So. It was obviously it was great getting back out there, and I thought the guys really worked this summer, but there's a chance on to another phase, and this is the last phase before season, and it's great to be out with this group. So appreciate that, and looked and felt like day one, which is good, and certainly it's a starting point, but got a long ways to go.
You threw a lot at Chad since January, haven't you? I mean, mentally, knowledge.
Yeah, he can handle it. He's smart. He wants to be really good. I think he's got 2 years under his belt, so I think the stuff that we're going over or went over, he's heard before, but maybe resonates a little bit more. So I love what he's done this year up to this point, and really am looking forward to working with him this fall. Camp. It's good.
Transition from the film room to the field is the toughest thing for a quarterback.
I think so, yeah. And that's where experience helps, and it's also the great thing about practice, because now it's starting to, what you talk about on film, see on film, starting to come. I thought he had some stuff. Things are in his wheelhouse. Just got to get his legs underneath him, and can be better. But I thought it was a pretty good start, but just day one.
You talked about Adonis Jones, again it's only day one, but he looks like a natural catching the ball.
Yeah, we're obviously excited. Adonis chose to come here, and we get a lot of work this fall camp, and I think he can be a really, really good player. And coach him that way, and yet we know he's young, and help him through that. But it was fun being on the field with him and all the freshmen.
I've heard a couple guys talk about the leadership role James Conner's taken on. Just how have you seen him evolve from a freshman last year to the guy he is now?
I think he knows. Been around. This is his second camp. One of our veterans. But it's he's good. Obviously guys respect him because he loves the game, plays, and does everything preparation-wise. And we need him to be that kind of guy.
What do you expect out of him as far as being on both sides of the ball? Is that something we expect him to contribute often, or how is that going to work? What's his role going to be as a pass rusher?
Yeah, expect him to right now our plan is to have him do both.
Last year, I think it was midway through camp when you sort of formally named Tom the starter. I mean, do you see the same kind of thing playing out this year, or how do you plan to approach that?
Not real worried right now. Just right now, I think it's installation, and it's each guy getting into it and kind of getting into a rhythm, and then I think it's unfair to put that on guys right now. Honestly, I think every competition, we're talking about the quarterback, but every competition is, how can you be the best player? And it's competition within itself. And then as that's happening, certainly, who are your best players? Who are your, guys that are going to get more of the reps? But right now I think it's about, Chad, Trey, just getting back into it, and then, we'll have one before Delaware, obviously. But not under any timeline.
Can you tell, on the field, even though it's the first day, what guys have done over the summer? You see changes and advancements, stuff like that?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard though. Because you know their numbers. The bodies are changing. But yeah, you can see the work. Guys put in. You can see the time they put in, throwing and catching. You can see the guys that are in body control. It means they were doing some stuff over the summer. So it's I like the way the guys reported. The shape they were in as a whole.
How much does having 15 offensive linemen this go round affect what you can do sort of physically?
Yeah, I think depth in the lines, both sides. It's huge. Because there's that fine line. You want to get as many reps as you can in camp, and it's important. That's where you lay the foundation of who you are, and we're a young team. We got to play. You got to learn by playing. But if you're thin in certain areas, you also can't wear that position out. So the lines, especially in camp, there is enough hitting. It does take its toll. We've lived that. And so hopefully we keep them healthy, and I think it'll help us as a team. You need linemen for the backs to run plays, or the linebackers to get a feel. If you don't have that, invariably you're getting cut short on some reps. So hopefully we stay that way with numbers.
Guys use the words trust and stability today, to describe how they feel about this program. How do you feel, and how satisfying is it that you're settled here? There's no conference change, anything like that. That the conversation that seems to be focused on football and what's happening on the field.
Yeah, I think that's the part that that you feel best about, is that that's the important stuff, and it's I feel good in that, stability. What that means is we've been here and we know our guys, but I think we can do a better job coaching Taylor and to them. They know what to expect. We threw out some little change in the practice format. She explained it, but they're not wondering, are we going to hit a lot, are we not going to hit? Actually, we don't have pads on today, but kind of they know what to expect, and even in the systems. Last year, first year with Coach House, now second year, so there's certainly some carryover. So we've got to earn the right to keep it stable. You know what I mean? But I love and appreciate what this group has done, and looking forward to camp, obviously.
You have one more day of football and shorts, and then you put the pads on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah.
Tuesday.
So it's first 2 days. Everyone. First 2 days, helmets only. Second, so practice 3 and 4 are shoulder pads and helmets. And day 5 is first day you can go full pads. And so that's really the first week. During that week, we'll put in the bulk of our installation or plays. In the evenings, we can do a walkthrough. So we'll kind of keep the schedule where you got a morning, later morning, mid-morning practice. Then we'll have meetings. We'll have a break, rest, and we'll meet. And then we'll have a walkthrough tonight. So tonight we're kind of putting in tomorrow's installation, walk through it, talk it, and then back at good time of the year.
Do you have a limit to the number of, or what is the limit for number of full padded practices?
There's it's once you go in that, there's recommendations now, and we're following. That as a league, we jumped into that. And it's probably more on tackling. There's conversation. There's merit to the pads being on, just acclimatizing to the heat, and so it's more on how many scrimmages, practice. But that's it's more recommendations. We're going to follow it and probably do a little bit less, to be honest with you.
What is the recommendation?
It's a formula. I can sit down. I'll make sure EJ gets it to you. It's time to throw.
Is it?
I don't know, Jay.
Well, how versatile is Tyler as versatile an offensive player as you've had, and with that versatility, is it sort of a joy for the coaching staff to try to find up different ways to get him the ball? Does it challenge you a little bit, especially knowing the attention that he's going to get?
Yeah, I think it's our job as coaches is put our players in the best position to have success, right? That's kind of a blanket statement, but I think that it's also important for us to make sure we're developing. We got other guys that can take pressure off. If you just have one weapon offensively or one guy in defense that can play, you can game plan to it a little bit more. So I think certainly we've got to do a good job with Tyler, and he's 1 year older, so I think that can absorb a little bit more, or even the same stuff he's doing, but do it a little bit better. And then we certainly need to have other guys step up. I think we got them. We're capable of it, but they got to earn it and do it consistently.
With that sense of maturity, you think he's aware that there may be games this year where teams just pretty much say, for us to win, we're going to take out 23 and 24, so he might not have the kind of looks that he's maybe would want, but do you think he's mature enough to be able to understand that within the team concept, it's okay if he doesn't get the ball as long as other guys are doing what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, I think probably that's how he's lived his life. He's probably had every team he's played against knows who he is, and I think your word is right. It's a challenge and an opportunity for him, us as a staff, offensively to keep him involved.
Move Ryan Lewis to cornerback.
Yeah.
Manpower shortage there.
Yeah.
When do you expect Jamal Davis to report?
It's in the clearinghouse right now, so hoping sooner than later. Thought we had a good chance before, but not gonna put a timeline on the clearinghouse.
Coach,
EJ